Welcome to FABrication. My name is Steve Sousley, and we are here today to talk about the components used in header fabrication. One of those components is a O2 bung, oxygen sensor bung, or an EGT, exhaust gas temperature bung. And I want to talk to you about the different types of bungs that are available. These are some of them laying on the table, and I will show you how they're utilized and in the application and where they're put. So, oxygen sensor bungs. These are some of your choices in oxygen sensor bungs today. We have a fully machined bung right here. We consider this the taller of the two bungs. This will keep the protrusion inside the pipe to a minimum, and it utilizes a counterbore in that bung. So the exhaust gas and the sensor can still work and measure your oxygen inside that tube, but it does not need to protrude deep inside the tube and cause a restriction. The other type of bung that we have is a cast bung. And this is cast, so it has a reinforcement washer built into it. When we use these types of bungs, or this type of bung, in a thin wall tube or an application that is severe duty, we are going to utilize a washer or a reinforcement washer underneath that bung. And what we will do is we will drill our hole. We will then put this washer on top and weld it around, and then we will weld this bung on top of there. And I can show you this in actual application. This is being utilized on a Daytona prototype header in the collector, and you can see here where we've welded that washer down and then put the bung on top of that washer. In thin wall, in thin wall tubing, such as 20 gauge or even potentially 18 gauge material, this bung in use and that sensor being in there will vibrate and cause stress around on this weld, and eventually will cause a failure. The nice thing about this is you do not need to form the washer, and it's already done. All you need to do is stick it down and weld it down. We also have caps and a sealing washer for your oxygen sensor bung in case you need to plug one off and you're not utilizing that sensor anymore, such as this application right here. They only use this on a temporary basis, and then they remove it during race. The other components that we wanted to talk about were EGTs, exhaust gas temperature bungs. We utilize the same basic principle in thin wall applications. We want to have a reinforcement washer welded around there, and then so we weld the washer down first, and then we weld the bung on second. The O2 bungs that we utilize also have a radius machined on them, so that when they are welded down, it minimizes the gap. A lot of O2 bungs that you may purchase are only flat machined. At best, they may have a centering protrusion there to center it up on the hole. And it really depends on the application. On a small tube application, a flat bung like this has a lot of gap, where the machined one lays down much nicer. So you don't have to fill that in with weld, or you don't have to grind on that bung to make it fit. The other thing we want to cover is EGTs. These are our machined EGTs. These are used for the race pack type application. The other type of EGT is simply an 1/8 inch NPT bung that would get welded onto the tube, and then you would put an adapter on to utilize the race pack EGT probe. But this one does it simply by welding that down onto the tube, and as you can see it here in application, you simply insert the probe and lock down the ferrule type lock nut. Thank you for visiting FABrication and seeing all of the components that we utilize here at FABrication. If you are building a custom header, please visit our website at FABrication.com.